Today I want to talk about something I believe most of us deal with. That is stressing over things that we cannot control. Every one of us has a limited amount of energy and focus that we can give each day. And it's very easy to waste that worrying about stuff in the past or the future or things that, maybe could happen in the future. And honestly, I struggle with this all the time. I really want to focus more on the challenges of today, instead of stressing about tomorrow or the what ifs or the things that I cannot change. So I'm going to share in the video some thoughts on how I'm working on this, and then also some stories. The first being, Halo. The whole idea for this video came from the fact that I wanted to talk about Halo. I love that game series. If you're a longtime fan of the channel, you know it's where the channel started. And I have a deep passion for that series, and I really haven't uploaded anything Halo related in the last few months. I've wanted to talk about it, but then I'm like, really? What's there to say? Halo MCC has a bad cheating situation going on. Doesn't seem like 343 has the resources to really fix it. And Halo Infinite was just turned into shop update the game this year. They took the momentum they had last year from Season 4 into Season 5, where it really was turning things around. They were making it better. And then it clearly was, changed. Plug was pulled. And I think back to the last 13 years that I've been uploading here on YouTube. There's been times where I've been on the front line and I've really, really cared about the community and the state of the game, and trying to just communicate all the time things and feedback that I hope would make it better for the scene, for the community. And while I think communicating constructive feedback is important, I kind of look back at all of that energy and go, why? The leadership and the real high-end decision makers, I don't think really care what I think or what the community thinks. I feel like they're just going to make whatever decision they want at the end of the day for the bottom line. So why would I give it emotion? Why would I care? I can't change it and I can't control it. So why am I spending so much energy being frustrated over it? And that's ultimately why I've hit this roadblock anytime I want to make a Halo video, because there's really nothing to talk about right now. The state of both games is kind of meh, and it's clear they're working on something else. They're working on something new. So why put out there more negative energy that makes more people frustrated, especially when I think no amount of yelling into the void through content creation or whatever is really going to move the needle, And so that's why I've been sort of holding off on it. And instead of trying to get stuck being frustrated about something I can't control, I need to shift my thoughts and my focus to what can I control? What should I play? Right? If this isn't bringing joy, I've talked about this a ton on the channel, go play something that is. Do not force yourself into being miserable, chasing after an experience that doesn't exist anymore. With Halo, for me, I'm never going to be able to find an experience like the 360 days of Halo 3 anymore. Maybe there'll be something that comes out in the future, but continuing to chase that experience and then being disappointed, well then, I'm the insane one, right? I am trying the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So I think it's important to focus only what is in your control today and trying to let go of the rest. I am trying to take notes throughout the day. I'm doing this on my smartphone. I'm not using a notepad. I know a lot of people say notepads are a better way to do it, but honestly, little daily check-ins can kind of help you prioritize what you can influence right now. Can also help you stay on track. I had a good friend show me something kind of interesting because we were complaining about something work-related, basically, and it was a big whiteboard, and on the whiteboard were hundreds of little dots. And the dots were spread out all over the whiteboard. I'll try and show this on like MS Paint or something. And all the little dots are things that you could be worried about at your job. All the things happening in the different departments, all of the weird projects, all of the strange decisions, all the stuff that gives you stress. And then you draw a little circle in the middle, and that circle represents the stuff that is actually things you can influence, actually things under your control, and actually things that belong to you and your role. And the point of it was you're really supposed to just focus right on that circle. All that stuff outside of the circle, if you acknowledge, like, I can't really control that, I don't really get to impact that, then why am I giving energy and cares to those things? Not only is it not good, it's robbing you of that precious energy that you get. It is a battery. You start the day out with a limited amount of cares to give about stuff, and you don't want to expend it on the things that just you can't change. They don't benefit you. Now, this is where I have a really hard time, because letting go doesn't mean you stop caring. And this is where I really, really struggle, because I typically take on stresses that are not my own. Something dumb will come up on my timeline about a game I don't even play, like in the case of gaming, right? And then I can be preoccupied and frustrated about that for the rest of the day. Just really silly. Caring is about being invested in something or someone. It's natural to care about important things, your health, your job, relationships, future. Caring drives thoughtful actions and meaningful connections. Now, stress, on the other hand, comes about when we feel overwhelmed or powerless in the face of things we can't control. It usually involves fixating on a worst case scenario or an outcome that we really can't influence. And when you let go, you're not abandoning your concerns. You're not becoming totally apathetic. You're releasing the unproductive mental load that comes from obsessing over things that aren't in your control. You can acknowledge while you care, there's only so much you can do, and worrying won't change the outcome. Like, I care about doing a good job at work, but there are large decisions and things that I don't get any influence in. There's like high level stuff that I know I'm like, that's gonna go in a bad direction. And I can either take that on, or I can just acknowledge, well, I can still try and do my best, but also understand I can't really influence the outcome. If this is doomed to fail, it's doomed to fail. And this also relates directly with the channel. If you've been watching the channel for years, you know there's been a shift in the last 4 or 5 months where I kind of have stepped away from shouting into the void about the state of a game or state of a community, because I just don't think it's worth the energy for the most part anymore. Not that I don't care. I do care, but I'm also recognizing I'm not going to stress over it or be disappointed anymore. You know, why? Limited energy. I'm going to focus it onto something that I want to. In the case of work, I've had to put boundaries up. I've mentioned this before. I've built focus modes that literally turn off notifications for work from 5 p.m. until 8 a.m. the next day, because I don't want to be there at 11 at night. Phone screen lights up, and there's something that just totally triggers all this stress and anxiety and challenge and all this silly stuff. And I recently had an experience where I was just having like a great day, but all these intrusive thoughts came in about feelings and fear of emotional challenges that are coming down the road. What ifs, all of these things that are like, well, there's going to be some really hard things to go and deal with down the road. But I had to catch myself and be like, no. Right now, today is great. And today has enough junk going on for me to worry about. Why would I let that intrusive thought interrupt the joy of a good day? As I said earlier, I'm not really good at this. Or I'll be good at it for like a day or two, and then something will just completely cause me to tilt. So if any of you have tips on how to do this, I would love to hear it. More and more, I feel like I'm becoming a digital minimalist. Like, this year is the year I'm trying to put the boundaries up and stop letting a bunch of things in that just take the joy away, that try and interrupt you, that just try and strip away the stuff that makes you you. Thanks for watching. I hope everybody's having a good week. Looking forward to seeing you on Friday. Have an awesome rest of the day.